So now, from your childhood right to college, and from college to radio station, how did you end up in a radio station? I mean, you wanted to be an entertainer. Is
Oh.
that part? Is that important? Is that the reason why you end up in a radio station?
Okay, so as I mentioned the earlier part, getting into the entertainment scene is very hard to find a financially stable income. So just to give you a bit more background, I started as a brand planner. That was my first job at an advertising company. And then I stayed there for a year, and then I said, nope, I want to go ahead and reach for my dreams and go into full-blown acting and just try. You gotta say that is, now I think about it, it's quite scary because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know where your next income is gonna come from. But I went ahead and did that. So I did theater. I did a course in acting with Joe Hasham at KL and then after that I acted with a Christian drama group called Footstool Players, and then from there I did small jobs in between, and I even did motion capturing acting. So for those of you who have ever heard of this TV show, it's an animation called Saladin. I was the body that would wear the suit and then the balls all over, and then they would capture my movement. It's something like Avatar. So that's pretty cool. And then I got into my first movie, which was with Daphne Eiking and Bram Polari. That was years ago. And so those were all the small things I did in terms of acting. And gotta be very honest, those days did not bring in much money. Then you come to radio announcing. It was actually just there. It was an audition that was happening. So my friend and I was like, oh, let's go try. You just never know. So we went, tried out for it. They were like, oh, okay, you can talk. Come back, because they said we want you to be in. You made it into the top 10, and that's when me and my friend, we made it for the Red FM Rudy's Recruit. Yeah, the Rudy Recruit. And that originally that time they said it was actually for they were looking for an announcer to join Rudy on the breakfast show.
Yeah,
Actually,
I remember
they were
Rudy.
looking for another announcer. Yeah, they were actually just looking for another announcer for the station. And yeah, so I actually got the second place. Second place for that audition, and my friend got first place. But they were like, "Oh no, we feel like you can talk. So would you like to come in and do one of the other shows?" I was like, "Oh, sure." So that's how I got my first foot into radio, and then the rest is history.
So how long were you in radio? How long were you in? Yeah.
Radio altogether, it was 6 years. I was 2 years with Red FM, and then after that, I moved over to Mix FM for 4 years.
Wow, 6 years in radio. You are the
Yeah.
voice behind the speakers. You know, people will remember that. Lenora Lowe,
I'm
right?
the brunch voice. I'm the brunch voice. I always like to joke because I used to do. It's so fun that you're talking about this. I just met up again with my friend that she was my first partner on radio. So shout out to Min. And when our first show was the late night love songs, and it's like we had the show from between 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. It's the love hour on the streets. So we'll be playing all those sentimental songs. That was the first show I ever did. Then after that, they shifted me to the afternoon show. That was 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I like to call it the brunch show. That's right after the breakfast announcers. And that suddenly just became my slot for many years. 10 a.m. to, originally it was 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then it got extended to 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's another story altogether. But yeah, so I was the brunch show. And I always like to joke saying like, okay, if you do get to hear me, that means you are late for work. you have missed it. Either that or you have a very nice time. You've got very flexible hours going into the office, or you're the boss.
The bosses will listen to you at that time. Right.
I don't know if they do. Because back then both of my stations, this is where you have to also understand the demographic. My station was I won't say it's the type the bosses would listen to. It's the type that the young adults.
The young executive.
Yeah, young executive.
Maybe
Correct.
in between that time, the young executive who is traveling from office to meeting space will be
Yeah,
listening to
correct.
you. You know.